bring to you in this episode another challenging message, particularly to our dear husbands. It is my sincere prayer that every married man that watches this video will receive it in good faith, seek to make necessary amends, and as you do so, the Lord will bless you in Jesus' name. So, with so much joy in my heart, I welcome you again to Marriage That Works, the ministry that helps put your marriage in God's perspective by teaching and encouraging various family values, which will help transform your marriage from the necessary evil you probably have considered it to be to what God intends for you. When issues happen, whose report do you believe? The third parties or your wife's? Do you take sides with the outsider over your wife? Are you even in the habit of quarreling with your wife over what a third party has told you about her without listening to her own side of the story first? I like to drive home my point in this video by telling you a story. My father was in love with a young, pretty lady named Folake. Although an unpleasant situation had brought them together, Tade, a very wealthy young man, after hearing about Falake's ordeals as a poor orphan with a sickly younger sister to care for, saw sincerity in her and fell deeply in love with her. Tade, however, had a friend, Shola, who just didn't like Folake and believed she was only after his friend's money. Shola would do anything possible to put an end to his friend's relationship with Folake. It also happens that Folake had a group of friends who were into sex trade and were envious of Folake's love affair. Did I tell you that Folake was still a virgin? Another quality in her that had endeared her to her lover. Things went on well between the two lovers until Folake's friends arranged for her to be raped, got the scene recorded, and sent through Shola to Tade. Folake was going to tell her lover about the ill-fated incident, but unfortunately for her, Shola got to him earlier. Tade wouldn't even hear a word from Folake, but allowed rage to have the best of him and sent Folake out after beating her up. Broken, dejected, and with all hopes gone, one thing led to another, and the poor girl lost her life a few hours later. Tade later got to know the truth, but unfortunately, it was too late. He had to live with the regrets of not hearing from his beloved, but judging her by a third party's reports. Although the story illustrated is a movie I watched, but the scenario is not far from what happens between couples many times, and I have witnessed quite a number of such as well. Oh, how many women we have today battling with low self-esteem because their husbands seize every opportunity to tongue lash them, even in public, upon hearing a negative report about them. Your own wife may not have died physically like the Folake in the story, but what about the social and the psychological deaths that you have caused her over time? What about the emotional pains of not being heard or trusted by her husband that she has been left to live with? Please hear me right. I am not saying that you should support her when she has done something wrong. You may even need to scold her. What I am saying, however, is that you should not condemn her or shout at her in public or even in the presence of your children. Every rebuke on her should be done in love and in private for God's sake. When you take sides with an outsider, no matter who it is, or rebuke her openly, you reduce her to nothing and erode her dignity. And trust me, You cannot make her lose her respect and expect to have yours intact. So, here is my humble submission. Next time you receive a negative report about your wife, please do not lose your calm immediately and start fighting her without hearing her out. Instead, say to the third party something like, "Oh, I'm sorry about what happened between you and my wife. Please give me some time to talk to her and get back to you." Then you call your wife privately and ask her about it. Rebuke her lovingly if she is at fault and make her apologize to the other person. If, on the other hand, she is justified of her actions, still find a way to make peace between her and the other fellow. By doing that, you would have saved her from shame, and trust me, she would love you more for that. Real men protect and defend their wives. So I encourage you to be that kind of man for your wife. Resist every temptation to shout at your wife or fight her over a third party's report henceforth. It is one of the quickest ways to make her lose all the respect she has for you. Till I come your way again with another impactful episode. Peace be upon your home.